What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So today, sadly, is the end of the Harvest Portal. No. The Harvest Summon is coming to an end. There's only, I think, like 10 hours left. What did it just say there? 10 hours and 44 odd minutes left of the Harvest Summon. But the good news is that they have released the last 4 content creators to get codes in the Harvest Summon. So that is pretty awesome. So what I will do, I'm not going to bore you to death with all the details. The creators have shared their codes. So we've got codes for Claythor. We have got codes for Piquena. So I'm going to share the link to the 2 videos below where they've shared their codes. We also have a code for Alexa, which Alexa's gone and posted hers on the the Empires and Puzzles forum. So what I'm going to do for her code is I'll share the link to the forum post that she's put that in, so you guys can go and grab your gems there. And then also, last and obviously not least, because he still hasn't done his video, is my boy 3KO Games. He's kind of lagging behind a little bit. Come on, 3KO, we're waiting for you. So I will share the link to his channel. I'm pretty sure that he will be putting up his code within probably the next day or so, I would imagine, maybe before the Harvest Summon closes. But I know he's American, and I don't even know what time those guys wake up and go to sleep, to be honest. I don't even know when I wake up and go to sleep anymore, but that's beside the point. I will put the link to his code below. So for the other ones, I will put the links to their videos in the description, and then obviously the link directly to the forum post. In fact, you know what? I'll probably just post up, I'll post up that code for Alexa at the end of this video. And in case you guys don't know who Alexa is, she's heavily involved in 7 Days Alliances. She does a lot of work in terms of putting together graphics and sort of just promoting the Empires and Puzzles in general. So you'll probably see her around the forums a lot, sharing a lot of content and things like that. So definitely deserving. And go and grab your codes, go and grab your avatars and everything like that. But now to today's video, and that's why we're here. We are going to look at the heroes that are in the Glass Summon today, because the question really is coming around, and it's going to be coming very, very soon, because I believe this is, I'm just going to triple check it, but I believe this may be our final costume. Oh no, we've got a couple left, right? So we've got literally probably, we're going to see Cadolin and then Thorn and Quintus, and that's it. And then the glass costumes are a thing of the past. So are they still relevant? Are they still going to be meta changing? Is it worth leveling up 4 times costumes of a hero when you pull that hero? That is what we're going to answer today, in so much as we're going to have a look at the new heroes and we're going to decide whether or not these guys still stack up in terms of what we got coming into the meta as far as the brand new heroes that are in Empires and Puzzles at the moment. So as you can see, we have my boy Groot, who is featured and looking weird as heck. Honestly, like, I mean, that's even probably worse, but that's freaking cool. Don't tell me that's not freaking cool. That is just one of the coolest looking cards in the game. Granted, he was a terrible shit hero, but that is an awesome looking card. And yet there's a bit of a problem in that it was, you know, they've taken that and they've made it into that, which is just really lazy. It's just really freaking lazy. I mean, even that was fun and funny, but the glass costume for him looks terrible. Anyways, let's see what he actually does. So first and foremost, he is a druid. He is of the classic family. So you can see that they obviously get this bonus where they get increased attack, defense, and healing when you have fully ascended classic heroes on your team. So that means that for up to 5 heroes, it starts from 2 heroes up to 5, but for 5 of these classic heroes, you're going to be getting an extra 7% attack, 7% defense, and 7% healing. That's on top of whatever stats we're currently working with. And bear in mind, they keep increasing the stats of these heroes all the time until they release a new batch of Season 1 costumes, and then they increase the stats. Now, I think enough's enough. If I'm totally honest, 4 freaking costumes to level is more than enough. Thank you very much. And we should just call it a day and be done with it and stop at the glass costumes. But the stats are really good. So if you do get one of these heroes, it's definitely worth leveling in terms of being relevant as far as stats are concerned. So yeah, that's the family bonus. The costume bonuses. So you can see here 75%. It's just ridiculous. 75% increase on the attack, defense, and health, and then a 5% mana boost. Obviously speeds them up, makes them a bit quicker. With slow heroes in the Druid class, I believe you do get the 4% mana bonus in the Druid class. Probably correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But some of the classes you can get extra mana bonuses from obviously the talent tree. And if you get that 4% bonus, in fact, I'm going to kick myself if I get it wrong. So bear with me while I look at a Druid. Let's have a look at Dark Feather, his talent grid, and he gets the 4% mana bonus. So why is that important? Basically, it means that if you pair him up with a Druid and you pair him up with a level 29 mana troop or a level 27 Styx troop, then you can get him to go off within 9 tiles. So basically, you can make Horghall functionally average speed, which is awesome if he's doing what he needs to be doing. So passive-wise, he gets the reflect, so 60% chance to reflect. I'm still in two minds as to whether that's better or whether that's worse than the tunes. Nah, he's not a tune. Why do they put them in this order? Yeah, the tunes. So the tune passive, 75% to resist all status elements, mana reductions, and buff dispels. Every time I read that, I think this one's better. And then I'm like, but should we go with the glass just because they're newer? Or do we stick with the tune because the passive's so much more effective? I think it's going to depend who you're going up against. And I think that's why these heroes are so versatile, is because if you need a ailment resist, and you need to resist against mana reductions and you have a buff heavy team, then by all means, you're going to be using the tune. But if you have somebody who's giving an ailment that you really want to throw back on them, like some of these brutal ailments, like you've got Song, Jiang, you've got anyone like with the silence, you've got Cerise as well. She's really super strong. If you want to have that reflect so that you can have a chance to throw that back on them, then, you know, the glass version is actually pretty cool because it gives you that attack and defense at the same time. It's like almost like a counterattack vibe, but reflecting their ailments. So I like it. I really do like it. Now, as far as the stats, so 16, 18 on the team power. Again, we have to quickly jump back out into the most recent portal. We'll take this one. Look, this guy was just literally dropped for the Harvest Summon. And in fact, he's still stronger than the newest heroes that are getting released. You know, she's 16, 16. I know we're talking only a couple of points here, but sometimes a couple of points make all the difference. And that's 16, 17. And then you go into the costume chamber. You take a season 1 Horghall and you're more powerful, 16, 18. It's just crazy. So stats-wise, we know they're beasts, right? Attack for this guy, 1547, defense, 1537, and health, nearly 4,000 health. You're going to have a tough time taking Horghall down. He also gets the defense up on the Ether talent, so that again gives him more defense, 20% defense at the beginning of each battle. So far, he's absolutely winning, except for the art, because the art is trash. Trash, 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 chuck him in bin, trash. Yeah, it sucks. So, special skill, Anger of Shards, such a corny name, but he deals 440% damage to all enemies. The attack bypasses defensive buffs. So defensive buffs, counterattacks, defense up, you know, whatever else the enemy has on them, it's going to bypass that buff. Okay, and then all enemies get negative 29% attack for 6 turns. So granted, there's not too much going on with the rest of the special, but 440% damage to all enemies and that attack bypassing the defensive buffs is super strong. Now, that's one thing. So I'm going to say this. Out of the 2 heroes that are featured, I'd much rather have Isanya just because I know how much more valuable her skill is. But she's dealing 50% less damage than he is to all enemies. The attack is also bypassing, but she's also giving a negative 40% defense for 6 turns. She's at the wizard class, so you cannot speed her up to 9 tiles because of that block in terms of the mana bonus, where you can with Horghall. So that may make a difference between the two, but both of them super duper strong slow heroes. Like I said, Horghall could be functionally average speed, but still, I like him, honestly. Like, I really think that this is a valuable special. I think that you'll be using quite a lot, especially if you have a bard in the nature element. You're going to be able to pair him up well with them. So yeah, a very, very solid offering. Let's compare him to the Toon quickly. So 430% damage to all enemies. So he's losing out 10% on the damage. And he's also losing out on the attack down, negative 24% versus 29% in the glass costume. This one deals extra damage against ice. But really, it's kind of a non-event, honestly. I'd rather have the glass version, unless, like I say, you really need that resistance to mana reductions and stuff like that. It makes him quite a versatile option. So yeah, I'm not mad at Horghall at all. I think he's still very relevant, as are majority of these glass costumes. Right, now, who else did we have in the costume summon? So we have Scarlet. Okay, Scarlet, I've always been on the fence about Scarlet, and I've never been the hugest fan of her. I mean, she's a classic hero, and a lot of people get a lot of use out of her, but I think it's just because she's running at fast speed. I think it's kind of playing off of the fact that you got that fast mana speed, and nowadays, at the 4-star level, I think you need more than a fast mana hero to be good. So let's see whether she is. Right. So, pardon me. So she is a rogue. She is going to get similar family bonuses. So increased attack, defense, healing when you pair them with the other glass families or glass or season 1 heroes. Costume bonuses are 19, 19, 24, and 5%. So lower for these heroes. But again, they're still powerful. They're still as powerful as any other 4-star around. And that's sweet. I don't like that they buffed or nerfed the costume key drops. I think that that was something that kind of was awesome to be able to get a lot of those from the Mystic Visions. But recently I've seen and experienced in game and also read, so I know that this isn't just bullshitting, that they have dropped, they've lowered the drop rates for those costume keys. So it's kind of sucky because now you don't get anywhere near as many as you used to just from playing the game. It's kind of to where you have to buy them as well. But then again, these are now some of the strongest heroes in the game. So you're kind of, it's like, what do you give away now? Like they've been doing some pretty good giveaways. Anyways, I'm not going to bang on about it, but like I just wish that they hadn't nerfed the costume key drops. Anyways, let's move on. So she gets the same passive, so we won't talk about that. As far as special skill, hers is Glass Barrage, 230% damage to the target and minor to the nearby. A very soft, kind of stingy hit. The attack bypasses the defensive buffs, and then the target nearby get negative 29% attack for 6 turns. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's nothing there that's really incredible. If anything, I kind of like this costume where it's 185 to the target and minor to nearby. They receive poison over 3 turns, and then the caster and nearby get increased attack. So, but I mean, even saying that, maybe this one, I don't know, 235% to the target and minor to nearby. Target nearby get negative attack and a further 4% decrease every time they hit. I mean, it's okay, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing groundbreaking in any of these versions. I mean, the Toon costume, she really needs a costume which is like an equivalent hit 3, and she needs to be doing more than 230 and minor to the nearby. It's not enough. So yeah, I'm going to say not a fan, still not a fan of Scarlet, despite the fact that she looks pretty cool, especially in that costume. I kind of like that outfit. But yeah, even the glass one's not that bad for her as compared to some of the others, but still not my favorite, not one that I would recommend leveling, especially out of the other 4 stars that you have available in this portal. Right, now I think we are on to go back into another portal. Let's just do those ones. Nah. Oh, my boy. Okay, so Tiburtus, he can actually be a really, really useful costume. He's like the dark version of Grim. And generally speaking, he deals a good amount of damage to the target, minor to nearby, defense down as well. It's always useful, and the defense down lasts for an eternity. So again, he's going to get the family bonus. He's going to get the costume bonus as well. And the additional 5% mana, which also is good for these 4-star heroes, making sure that you can speed them up. Attack up on the Ether talent I like for him. But then in the 4-star tournaments, the battles can last a bit longer, especially since you're going toons against toons. So if the battles are more drawn out and stuff like that, you're not really going to get the biggest benefit from having the attack up just for the first 6 turns. Right. Stats wise, pretty much the same. He is more attacking, which is awesome. So his glass pulverizer, which is, I'm assuming that thing he's holding, will deal 335% damage to the target and then minor damage to the nearby enemies. The attack bypasses the defensive buffs again, and the target nearby get negative 29% defense for 6 turns. So why they couldn't just make it 30, I don't know, but that's close enough. It's a decent defense down. It runs for a huge amount of time. He could even be an option if you're looking for a defense down against Titans and stuff like that. But like, yeah, not if you're hitting 16 stars though, I think, or 17 star, whatever the heck we've got now. I wouldn't go against the big ones. But yeah, on most of the other Titans, he could be viable. Let's compare him to his toon. So his toon was 325 to the target, minor to nearby. So we've had an increase of 10% on the damage. And the defense down was 24% defense down for 6 turns, but extra damage against Holy. I like the extra damage against Holy. I wish it was like where the defense down would stick for the 6 turns against Holy and can't be cleansed, or something to that effect, because I think that would probably be stronger. So I'm going to lean more towards the glass version with this guy as well. I think he's a really useful character. I think he's worth leveling. I think he can go really well as part of a dark stack. If you have him, if you have, what's his name, Siegfried, if you have Shark Eye, you'd be boosting up the tiles, but then you need that damage output, and that's where Tibbs can come in handy. So yeah, I still think he's really good at the 4-star level, and I think he's very useful. Oh, and how can I forget about Cyprian as well? So you've got a lot of heroes in the dark element that kind of protect themselves. Rigard is another one that are doing a lot of protecting. You need somebody who's dishing out the damage on top of that. So yeah, I like him. Even a dupe of him could probably be good. But anyways, I don't level many dupes, to be honest. Right. So that's Tibbs. So I like Tibbs. I like Horghall. I think they're both very decent heroes. Oberon, yeah, I've never been a huge fan of him. So he's slow speed, 161% damage to all enemies, bypasses defensive buffs with the glass kind of skill. All enemies receive 276 poison damage over 4 turns. At slow speed, I'm just going to say it, he pretty much sucks because there's a lot of other great slow speed heroes. I mean, you just have to think of the man, the myth, the legend that is Trevel, and this guy will shake in his boots even if he has more power, even if he has a mana boost ether talent, which is super rare. Don't care. He's not worth leveling. Right, next one, Ishtac. All right, now we're talking. I do actually think that there is a lot of use case for Ishtac at the 3-star level. So we're going from poor to actually pretty good. So this guy, 300% damage to the target, minor damage to the nearby, and then the attack bypasses defensive buff. So that's super boring as it is. However, at the 3-star level, and hear me out here, the 3-star tournaments are extremely competitive when it comes to the nature element. You've got a lot of fast speed hitters. You've got a lot of average hit 3s. But this guy, at his costume, deals 185% damage to the target and minor damage to the nearby. And then the target and nearby get negative 44% defense down. That's a huge, huge defense down. So you want to pair this guy with heroes like Chimeros. You want to pair him with other nature heroes that hit 3. There's that other chickie that's on the tip of my tongue now, but I can't remember. But there are some solid hit 3s. The circus dude, Whacker, whatever the heck his name is. I think it's Whacker. But anyways, you get my drift. Any of the nature hit heroes that hit, especially at average or fast speed, you want this guy with them. You want this guy on your team. And I think he's an incredible hero in this costume. I will level the glass version or the toon version just for that costume, giving that negative 44% defense. And for 4 turns, it's kind of unique at average speed, because average speed, you can sort of have a 3 or a 4 turn, but 3 is often more common. But yeah, I really, really like that costume for Ishtac. It's just awesome. Comparing the glass to the toon, 290% versus 300%, so 10% difference. extra damage against ice, which could come in handy, but not really, versus the attack bypassing defensive buffs. Out of anything, stick with this costume. You don't need to worry too much about the bypassing buffs. If you want a good dispeller, pop the 3-star from the Kalevala heroes on your team, and he'll dispel everybody, and then you can go to town. But honestly, do not sleep on this guy. If you do pull the glass costume, it's worth leveling all of them up. Right, and I think that is it for this portal. So, can we answer our question then? Like, can we say whether or not these heroes that are in this costume summon, this Season 1 portal, are actually comparable to some of the best heroes in the game? Now, I want to kind of go through them and say which ones that I think you could definitely use in the top level. Horghall, I'm going to put in with a shout, like, but not really. Like, he's kind of there on the cusp. Her, yes, 100 million%. She gets that. Also, the superior talent. We can't forget about the superior talents that these guys get. I haven't even mentioned that at all in this video, but superior Jinx is ridiculously good. So, like, she would be top tier. Justice, her damage is top tier. Again, 445 to all enemies makes her similar to Horghall, but I like the reduced accuracy as well that she gets. It's awesome. Elena's a bit softer with the hit, 362. But she does throw up a mega counterattack. I wouldn't say she could be used meta. I would say yes, 100%, million% yes. That's what I really want. She's incredible. She's got that silence as well that goes on in this costume. So you can go and flick between the two. Just an incredible sniper, 602% fast speed killer. And the bypass as well. It's crazy because you know you're going to bypass counterattack. Like, these heroes hold up. They really hold up. Demisha's great. Juni's great. Definitely worth it. Magni's definitely worth it. Leonidas, one of the most best all-round sort of heroes in the game. Marjana, again, one of the best all-rounders in the game. Oberon, probably to a lesser degree, but still really, really good. Has a decent hit, 400% to the target, minor to nearby at fast speed. The attack bypasses, counter attacks, 120%. It's just him. It's a bit selfish, but still usable. Maybe not quite as meta as some of the others. Elkanon, absolute monster of a hero, heals himself. Vivica, crazy. Richard, insane. Aslar, crazy damage. Like, you get my point, and if you don't get my point by now, Sartana has the superior Jinx talent as well. Hits a massive snipe and then deals out nearly 1,000 poison damage over 3 turns. It's crazy. If you're looking for a portal, and I get a lot of questions about it, that is worth pulling in, this is the one. This is the one right here. It's still 100 million% worth pulling in. It will probably hold its value, I would say, at least for the next 6 to 9 months, depending on what kind of happens. I would say at least for the next 6 to 9 months, any hero that you would pull today, any 5-star from this portal, will see you through. And we've seen proof of it from the tunes, which are still very, very usable. People who have been working hard and leveling up multiple copies of them do extremely well in the wars and stuff like that. So while it might be a bit boring, Season 1 still rocks. Season 1 still rocks. And with that, I'm going to say farewell and enjoy your Cody codes. I'm going to put the last code up on the screen right now so you guys don't have to look at my ugly mug anymore. You guys can go ahead and grab this code, go to the Empires and Puzzles website, pop it in, enjoy your goodies. And like I said, the codes to the others will be in the description to this video below. That's it for today. I wish you guys all of the best. Do drop us a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what I'm doing and you want to support it. It's massive, means a lot to get your subscription, and also because when I get to the next milestone, I get to give you guys some more codes and more goodies. So it's a win-win for everyone. So subscribe to the channel, share it with your mother, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Bye for now.